I should buy next time.
What was the conclusion, by the way?
Sharps, if you want like domestic style beer, is Miller's one.
Chaps.
Okay.
It's pretty much tastes like domestic beer without any weird flavors or anything.
No, that's good.
And then, I mean, like Bitburgers and Beck's both taste like Bitburger and Beck's. So but Bitburger's like $10 for 6.
Oh, Jesus. Really?
Yeah, they're all really expensive.
They must use like some weird process or something.
I don't know. I think it's just a niche market, so they can charge you more.
Sure.
The Sharps is like $12 for a 12-pack, and I'm just like, God damn it!
The video stream is live if you want to watch, and we're recording.
Somebody bring up their website.
Whoop.
Who?
I mean, I know where they're from and stuff, and
Where are they from then? Huh? Where are they from?
McMinnville, Oregon.
If you're such a big Heater Allen fan,
Pils, Meritzen, Schwarzbier. I think there's a Rauchbach.
Does anyone have more
um,
volume in their left or right ear than left ear?
No.
I don't have that
There's a
problem.
Kolsch, probably.
I feel
maybe
like
an
I'm
alt.
quiet, but I'm probably not.
There's a Kolsch, I guess.
Maybe not.
Oh. That's better.
Now mine is more on the left.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm still fine.
Sup, y'all. Now it's perfect.
Hello?
Unique
Now I'm
New
all on
York.
the right side.
Unique New York. Unique New York.
I know
Yeah,
you-
but now I'm in the middle.
Hello?
The Human
that-
Torch was denied a bank
So now I'm
loan.
more in the
Yeah, now I'm
left.
centered now. That's
know,
weird.
Yvonne just comes in here in the night and just like,
Just starts twiddling knobs.
boop, boop.
Yeah.
I blame a cat.
Yeah, I put it in the middle.
A fuckload of cats. A fuckload of cats. It's all right. I forgot we had a gong.
The gong, the beer gong.
So I was reading a really interesting article about the Fermi paradox. Familiar? Is everyone familiar?
The
No.
Furby
No.
paradox?
Fermi, Fermi. It's the idea of, if there's so many exoplanets out there and a very tiny percentage of those have life and a very tiny percentage of those have intelligent life, and the universe is super old, and why haven't we heard anyone yet? Right?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Because I mean, if
didn't know how to
the universe has been around for billions of years, then some signal should have gotten to us at some point, right? And so, why is there silence out there? But there's an idea of the Great Filter, where there is some kind of event that happens to all civilizations. We just don't know what it is yet, but it's essentially the one that prevents civilizations from growing to a certain size and being capable of transmitting out signals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this thing is called the Great Filter, and I'm like, God damn, if that wouldn't be a great sciencey beer name.
I think
better be
we're just
hazy.
alone in the universe.
It should be a hazy beer. Just to be ironic.
Yeah,
That wasn't me. Someone's sound is still on.
Pilsner.
It might be the big computer.
The big pizza.
Oh, didn't order pizza yet.
Yeah, I got real deep into some shit like right away after being back for all that time or gone for all that time.
Yeah, buddy.
Check.
Check it, boom, boom. Chicky, boom, boom, chicky, boom.
Do we want to do a little like, hey, we had a break, now we're back? I mean, like literally say that much about it.
I had a bunch of people ask. I'm like, where I was sick, and then Jason he went on a walkabout.
I explained it all on Twitter in one
John
tweet.
ran.
And that's pretty much it.
John.
Yeah,
went
we
on
can just make a little quick.
He did a run for us.
Yeah,
run.
just do a little quick. It's like, hey, we were back. We took a break.
Yeah, we took some time off, now we're back.
We took a break. Now we're back.
I took a badminton.
Did you really?
No, I love badminton though.
How come that fucking coupon code doesn't work?
Shuttlecock.
Shuttlecocks are very, very funny name.
The Fergie paradox.
Do.
I'm loving snacks.
I was listening to the brewery podcast, Brewery Radio,
I haven't listened to it yet. How was it?
and it's like there's like a hissing noise, and then they record at such a low volume that I don't recommend listening to while you're driving, because if your like GPS is on, it's like, hey guys, we're at the brewery, and then turn left.
If you use Overcast,
God damn.
Overcast has volume boost or voice boost or whatever.
Oh,
It's a compressor.
It works great for people that don't know how to podcast.
Okay. So yeah, brewery, Patrick,
Fix your
Sure.
shit.
Compress that shit, bro.
at
Do
least turn
this.
it up.
Do this. Download a free app called Levelator. It's been around for a decade.
Yeah.
Levelator.
It works great.
Yep.
You just take the WAV file, you drag it in, it makes a file, and that's it.
Oh, it outputs normalized.
It doesn't do anything else.
That's cool.
And then it shuts itself off. It like ends. It's
Cool.
it's great. I recommend it to every podcaster. No one listens to me.
Oh,
Levelator.
Levelator.
It's free. Use it. Works
Yep.
great.
Is it for Macs only?
No.
Oh, good. Well, then I might try it. I don't know what for.
Yeah, you had some shit talking ready and waiting, didn't you?
No, I was just gonna be like, if it's for Macs only, that's why nobody's using it. They're just like, well, I don't have a Mac.
So to answer my question, yes.
Aiden was like, how much is GarageBand? Apparently, he heard about it in school,
Oh.
and I was
free,
like,
isn't it?
it's free with your $1,500 computer.
Welcome to Fort Brewers. My name is Matt Background. As always, I'm joined by.
John Holzer.
Jason Harris.
And Greg Nagel.
And we're back.
We're back.
We took a break, and now we're back.
We're back, baby.
We once was lost, but now we're found.
We made it.
Amazing Grace. That's where you go.
Yeah, we're blind. Now I see.
Okay.
So Greg.
Hey.
So Greg.
So yeah.
What do you got here?
So I was
We're back with a Greg
perusing
show.
Windsor Homebrew Supplies started carrying bottles of beer, which is amazing.
Always cool.
What's cool about that is he carries every style and he keeps them fresh. And so you can find, like, if you want to do a homebrew wit beer, like, you can probably find a nice example of that in your local grocery store or whatever. But try and find a nice Märzen at Total Wine and More that isn't a piece of shit in 2018. And there was these Heater Allen beers, and I've heard some pretty good things about them.
I've heard people rave about Heater Allen.
He said, Scott Windsor, he said it's like the Brewers beer. Like a lot of brewers come in and check him out. He said Henry from Monkish drove down just because he heard him, that they carried him.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Yep. Sold.
Can't go wrong. And I love German beers, and they're all German style beers.
Yeah,
And they're all lagers.
Specifically a lager brewery.
They're all lagers. So essentially, I have 4 beers here from Heater Allen. They're up in McMinnville, Oregon, I think.
I looked up their bios and not the where they actually are.
And apparently, this Pils is the fire, as the children say.
It's
So,
the fire.
It's on fire.
The
I don't know.
fire.
What do kids say?
I heard about that on the Twitter.
I've never heard of this brewery.
Oh, yeah?
I heard about them just because I follow some like Facebook groups.
I've left all beer Facebook groups except for the banana.
I follow
Brigade.
I follow a couple that are actually like farmhouse, like saison specific, and that's where I heard about these beers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All the dudes who are like doing all this like wacky, wild, open fermentation and stuff, they're all like, dude, have you had Heater Allen beers? They're amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Down.
It looks like they've been around since 2007.
That long?
They opened in
Wow.
2007 on a tiny home 20-gallon system.
Wow.
And then they upgraded to a 6-barrel in 2008 and a 15-barrel in 2003.
I do like their.
You mean 2013?
Or yes, 2013. Yeah, sorry.
I do like their branding.
I like that font. What
Yes.
is that font?
It looks like a custom font, actually.
It looks kind of like the Clockwork Orange thing, but with
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I like how their tag is handcrafted lager beer. Just they do lagers. I think it's great.
Yeah. So
What is this that we're drinking again?
This is the Pilsner.
Ooh.
It's called Pils.
It's literally called
got
Pils.
pills to pay the bills.
And it's not very clear. Granted, these were, I don't know
it's
if they're
not.
bottle conditioned, but
That's
Jason got the
weird.
last pour and I got the first. They look identical, so it's not like a sediment issue or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Smells
Smells
pilsy.
fucking great.
Yeah, that's clean.
It's got a fruitiness to it, right?
Yeah, it's got some that like cracker meets like almost like a wet hay.
Mm-hmm. It's surprisingly estery. You
Mhm.
know, like it's got like some fruity esters. Like they fermented this like on the warm side.
This is a
Oh wow!
little bitter.
Yeah,
Not
it does
that I
have some
don't
bitterness.
like it, but it's definitely on the bitter side.
Where's the bottle at?
Right, yeah.
Is this a Czech style pills?
I think they do everything German, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
it's pretty.
No, it's a bow. It's a
on
bow.
it's on the sweeter side.
It doesn't have
It's a
that
bow pills.
big. It doesn't have that danky noble hop that I'd expect out of a Czech pills. Like it's a little bit. I would say it's a little bit leaning more towards the slightly gentler Pilsner hop that you get out of a German.
Yeah,
They call it a Bohemian style pale lager.
yeah.
Oh,
So
Bohemian style. Well, the pills.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be more of like the Czech side. So it's a little bit sweeter, more
Well,
of
I'm
like the
hard wrong.
more of it's got like
I'm not getting that big bite though that you get out of some of the more Czech style.
I'm getting a
Are
bite.
you?
Yeah.
Are you?
I think that's
It's
the
pretty
bitterness
bitey,
I'm
yeah.
talking about.
You know, you
Here's
guys
the-
know me in bitterness.
get in the tang.
I've just destroyed my palate.
You haven't
for
had
it.
beer in what, 3 weeks?
Yeah,
So maybe you're just you
Maybe
forgot
you
how
gotta
to
I
take
do
just
a-
beer.
don't know what beer's like anymore.
You don't know what
I
beer is.
don't know what love is like.
You should delete your Untapped account and
I've-
just start over.
I've
You've
gone.
been checking into NA beers.
I did yesterday. Yeah, I checked. There's an NA beer badge.
I
Is there
didn't know
really?
that.
Is there really?
I got a badge for 5 NA beers. Yeah, but yeah, the further I've been straying from God's light, yeah,
Is that an NA beer? God's Light.
it should be.
Get it?
God's light.
I ran out of that Bravis stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
See, the thing is, though, is that
I
God's
should've brought
God's
those.
Brewing Company is going to get real mad about the branding on that one.
but yeah, I ran out of that Bravis beer like 10 days in, and they're like back ordered. You have to order them like a month in advance. So it's like,
Did you try the stout?
no. I just had their
I
IPA.
was curious about that one.
Did you try the hef?
The IPA, their IPA, by the way, NA Beer Cast, Bravis beer. It's good, but it has real unfermented wort taste to
It is weird,
Yeah.
yeah. I think when I wrote it up, I noted that. I'm like, it's kind of warty.
And like very warty, and like you kind of get used to it. It's almost like drinking diet soda, almost like where like the first time you have it, you're like, wow, that taste is really jarring. And then like a week later, after I'd had like 3 or 4 of them, it was like, you don't notice it as much anymore.
Much like diet soda as
Yeah,
well.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I love Diet Coke. I think it's better than Coke.
Yeah, once
You shut
once
your damn mouth now.
Once you
Just
get over
Coke
that
Zero.
weird
Whoa.
sweetener aftertaste, like Diet Coke is fine.
Like I could
But-
chug Diet Coke. I love it.
I think I have a real soft spot for just Coca-Cola. I think it's one of the great beverages of the world.
Sugary sodas are too sugary now. And once you're used to the fake sweeteners.
Try Mexican Coke.
Acid. Yeah, that's
I have a
it's got all
Mexican
that
Coke.
acid in it.
So
we should open
sweet.
it on the show.
So sweet. We should do an NA beer show.
We were talking about that.
Y'all have fun with that.
Well, you could just bring Coke.
True. Okay, mix it with Coke, like the Germans do.
Like exactly.
Just
Legit.
God, we got to figure out the actual proportions of that and try that. That sounds fucking too weird to not try.
Yeah, there isn't it like what else did because the first time me and John ran into this was at
Prost.
At Prost, yeah, because they actually do that. You can get beer and soda like mixes there, and we thought that was the weirdest fucking thing. But
most
it's like a
people in
super
Germany,
German thing.
Yeah, most people drink it that way,
Yeah, it's
which
weird.
is the weirdest thing.
Yeah, well, I
Like
mean,
we
good
have
for
a
them.
German purity law, but we'll fucking add Coke to it.
Yeah, as long as you do it afterwards.
Yeah, whatever, Germany.
We're
Fuckers.
on a big screen.
9. Why not try Coca-Cola in your beer? I Googled it, and I was like, I can think of a lot of reasons why not.
Yeah, Prost doesn't say what, because they do those beer and soda things. They don't say on their website what
No.
they have, though.
I think,
as far as I
It's a
can
very
tell.
like beer garden thing.
Yeah, overall, this beer I think just is a little bit too bitter for me, but I mean, I could still drink a liter of it.
I give this a 2 liter easy.
I drink
the
2
bitterness-
liters of it. Yeah, I crush this beer.
Yeah, I
It's
think
good beer.
it's a little sweeter than I'm used to, but besides
But it
that,
does have
it's
the
great.
bitterness to kind of back that up.
Exactly.
It finishes like nice and clean.
It's got it's really balanced, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Very very well crafted.
We should,
What's next in the line?
We have a Schwartz beer, or let's go Schwartz.
We have the Spaß beer.
Yeah,
I had
these are all the Pliny bottles, by the way.
Sudwerk Doppelbock
Really?
last week.
How was that?
Got a 6-pack of it.
I liked him
Really
in
fucking
the.
good.
I liked Sudwerk Doppelbach in the second Star Trek movie as the villain.
I was strangely craving Doppelbock, and it hit the spot.
Oh, I love.
I got it at
Doppelbock. It just hits
Gerard's.
I might be making a Doppelbock pretty soon.
Really?
Might be going into barrels.
I wish more people made Doppelbocks.
Yeah.
Guten Tag, I am Sudworth Doppelbock.
Sudwerk Doppelbock!
Yeah, we're in Lent here, so I think originally the style Doppelbock was made by German monks who lived off their beer during Lent. They fasted and just drank the beer.
That's a fucking baller move.
that
They're like, somebody's just like, well, you got to give up something, and all you ever have is beer and bread. They're like, fucking bread it is.
And that's where the term liquid bread came from.
They're just like,
They're like, well, fuck you then. Fucking dare me.
just a defiant monk.
The most ballsy out there monk.
He's got two middle fingers down. He's like, let me turn it up for you.
Yeah.
Flips them off.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like the robes and the baldness, like, oh yeah, well go fuck yourself, motherfucker. I do what I want.
For sucking my dick.
Hey baby, you want to fuck a monk right now? Yeah.
Fuck monk. You fucking monk fucker.
He's like, out with his buddies drinking beer. It's like, hey, that chick over there, she's a monk fucker.
I hear she fucks monks.
So there goes our Heater Allen retweet.
I think they're into it.
What's the name of this beer?
Schwartz beer.
Allen.
It's just called Schwartz, I think.
Heater Allen, fuck a monk.
Yeah, it's called Schwartz, which means dark.
Which
means black.
Which it's not even Belgian. That's the best part of the whole
Yeah,
thing.
right. Hey, there's German monks.
Yeah, this is kind of like on the dark side of brown. It looks kind of porterish.
Yeah, it smells and tastes kind of porterish too.
It doesn't really have that. A Schwartz beer shouldn't have like a big roasty note. It's kind of got some like it's like roasted malts, like a lot of Munich malt. Is that what you would use in a Schwartz?
That's an excellent question.
This is
I'm
kind of
looking-
like bready.
yeah,
like,
that's where I'm getting at.
Their-
Munich is
red
super
kind of
Munich.
thing.
Their website says they just they recently changed the recipe to drop the smoked malt to make it less smoky from 8% to 5%.
Probably
And
a good
they-
call. Honestly, I didn't even notice that it was smoked until you mentioned it.
And they think that makes it more like the dark beers of old Eastern Europe.
That would be correct. Before German brewers learned how to indirect kiln their malts, all their beers were kind of dark and like a Märzen.
And according to their website, it is the number 9 ranked Schwartz beer on ratebeer.com, formerly prestigious.
Wow. It's kind of fruity too. It's got some dark fruits in there.
According to craftbeer.com, German-style Schwarzbier, sometimes called black lagers, may remind some of German-style Dunkels, but Schwarzbiers are drier, darker, and more roast-oriented.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a certain level of roast allowed.
This is almost like a coffee roast.
Yeah, that roasted barley kind of thing.
They say chocolate and espresso flavors, and it's very much in that zone.
I get more of the coffee thing than
Same.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Same.
Overall, though.
Yeah, there's not really, like, if you wouldn't have told me there was a smoke character to it, and maybe like a hint at the end, but
yeah.
it just comes through as like a roastiness.
Especially
Yeah,
for,
it kind of-
you. Who
And
is,
I hate smoke, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're a smoke hater.
Smoke.
You're
I
a
like
vape kind of
save
guy.
my smoke for meat. Yeah, right? If it was like a cotton candy vape, a malt.
Cotton candy vape malt.
Yeah.
Sounds like
breeze.
something in Omnipolo or whatever that brewery
Get on
is.
that fireman.
The one that like made fucking a cheeseburger beer or whatever.
Has anyone here vaped?
I did for a little while, yeah.
Well,
I tried
to
it.
quit
Yeah, that's
smoking,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I found
never done
one. It was good.
That was like an accusation you were leveling at me.
What?
If any of you motherfuckers vaped.
And you vape, motherfucker? No,
That
what?
vape
No.
niche.
I didn't mean it like that.
I'm part of that
fight
vape
you.
niche.
I've done it. I don't know how people do it like all the time.
Yeah.
I have a
It's
buddy who's done it for like 5 years.
And like does
Seriously.
it like constantly and shit.
Yeah, the
like
shit's
more-
like his vape thing is like super hot because he uses it all the time.
yeah. It's
Gross.
ugh, yeah. And
You can like modify the coils to make it vaporize hotter or something.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
whole-
there's like total gearheads like get into it and shit. Yeah. And
I legit like am driving down the freeway and I think oh shit, that person's car smoking. What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
And then I realize they're just blasting dope vape clouds out of their fucking driver's window.
I'm a vape guy.
Casey Neistat's news company Beam, which is no longer a thing, did a thing on competitive vaping.
Oh yeah,
Which
I saw
was
that.
actually kind of interesting.
That was pretty
And
funny.
It's still on YouTube on their channel BEME. Yeah, Beam. It's worth checking out.
Yeah, it's real awkward watching this happen. You know?
Yeah.
Like really awkward.
All right, we got Jim from Palo Alto, California, and he's gonna throw up a cloud. Give him a hand,
Yeah.
everybody.
Rocking the DJX9 327 battery with the
Give him a hand.
I feel like the soundtrack for a vape competition just has to be like dubstep, right?
seriously.
Like even though it's kind of dated now, it's just still like wah, 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 vape.
Yeah.
Jason, did you have to post that
And corn.
in Discord?
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn it.
Yes, he did.
Legally, yes.
Now, please, someone type some stuff so that we'll scroll past.
No, leave it.
Everybody
just keep reposting that picture.
reposting it.
Keep reposting that
Infinity.
picture over and over.
Is that a naked ginger on the left?
No, it's pretty blurry. It could be a lot of things.
That's amazing.
Under the vape.
What do you think of the Schwartz?
I thought it was quite good.
It's delish.
It's actually refreshing too. I like
What's
it.
the ABV on it?
4.6
or 6. Okay, nice and sessionable.
Yeah, man.
You know, it's like they say, never underestimate the power of the Schwartz. Merchandising, merchandising.
Let's keep this train going.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
I've,
liking German beer more and more lately. Like, I crave it.
Me too.
I feel like phase 2 of the current craft beer boom is everyone rediscovering lighter styles and being like, "Oh yeah, these were actually good." That's why
Yeah.
they hung
That's
around.
why they're the most popular beers in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's their
Or they're just stopping and they're just like, I'm touching a light beer right now.
Yeah, I think
it's the first time since 1996 that I've held a light beer, and it's quite jarring. Quite jarring.
I'm not gonna do a spit take, even though that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I think with every extreme, like the hazy New England thing, I think there's going to be a pendulum the other way where,
Oh yeah.
the lager beers, sessionable lager beers are all going to be all the fucking rage if they're not already. I mean,
Yeah.
I drink the shit out of Pilsner, hoppy pills.
I mean, when we were at the beer summit year before last, they were already saying Pilsner was the biggest growing style after IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's past like Saison. I think it was number 3.
Oh well,
or
now it
4.
can go fuck itself then.
Right. Well, fine.
Fucking Pilsner.
I like.
Matt's like, come at Saison, you got Matt to answer to.
That's right.
I don't see this beer on their website. This is the Marzen.
Fight to the death. All cloudy. I think in order to complete their Germanic stylings, they really ought to buy a filter.
Yeah, what's going on?
Or just biofine it, right?
They have a beer called Das Bier.
The beer.
Das Bier. Oh, it's a Kolsch. Where's that one, Greg?
Das Bier.
They didn't have it.
That's German for the beer.
The natives call it Milwaukee.
Which is Algonquin for
the good land.
the good land.
I didn't know beer was neutral. Das Bier, German joke.
Oh,
I thought it was dare.
we don't know.
It's not feminine.
We don't know
It's
the.
not D beer. Dare, D, and Das. Different thas.
So,
German. All right.
Thanks for making us all look like assholes, Greg. We don't know German.
9.
Marzen,
Just a play on Das Boat, probably.
Marzen's Oktoberfest kind of beer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you drink during Oktoberfest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The line's kind of blurry as far as what's a fest beer versus what's a Märzen. Like, there's a pretty wide swing of color. You can get them anywhere from like golden to more like amber. This one's like more on the amber
Golden
side.
Fest beers are whack. Fuck a Golden Fest beer. If you make a Golden Fest beer, then, knock it off.
You mean like Weihenstephan? Like one of the best ones in the world?
Yeah,
What do
dude.
they know?
Those fuckers.
Hell. Because they have a beer called Bobtoberfest. That's their Oktoberfest style beer. And they also have this beer, but it's not on their website. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe Bobtoberfest was the beer. And
Bobtoberfest.
they renamed it to just Marzen and didn't update it on their website or something?
That or they could be two different beers. I mean, sometimes like the
Yeah, I'm not
strength.
saying, yeah.
The strength is a pretty wide swing too. Like this is.
That's what people like to drink, so that's what they started making.
Where's the ABV?
It's not on the bottles.
What? That's allowed.
The
In Oregon.
Bobtoberfest is 6.1. So
Yeah, so that's probably like paler in color, I would assume.
you sure it's not on the label?
No,
Yeah, positive.
I don't see it on
Yeah,
any
it's
of the
weird.
labels.
Let's see what's on Untapped if there's any information on there.
Yeah, but originally Germans made the style at the end of because they had brewing seasons. They didn't brew when it was too hot,
Right.
And essentially, they would brew Märzen. They would get rid of all their malt and just chuck everything in there. So it was typically higher ABV. They don't because of rats and
Yeah, they didn't
stale
want the shit to
malt.
go to rot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they just throw it all in, and then they throw it in big, huge barrels, throw it in caves. October comes around, they pop it out for a big celebration.
Nice.
Pop it out.
This
for-
is
whip it out.
For the birthday of King.
It was a marriage.
Yeah.
The marriage of.
If Dr. Bill were
dude-
here, he would know.
Yeah.
So this particular beer is a lighter, lower
Teresa
alcohol version of their Bobtoberfest seasonal.
Aha.
Bobtoberfest being named after, it looks like
Bob Kuntz.
their brother. The label says the life of Bob Allen, brother, teacher, brewer, and friend.
Oh.
Hey, Bob.
So
What about Bob?
They also have a Winterbock.
This is Bob Light.
Cool.
Bob Light.
Light.
Bob Light.
Bob Brewing Company's gonna be real mad, man.
Bob
that branding.
Oh, I
this
finally
is great.
get that now.
Yeah,
All right.
Thank you.
Get it.
Very. What I like about their beers, it seems like a 2-lane road. There's like the sweetness up front, and then the bitterness to finish. There's not. It's just really clean on
Yeah.
your palate.
These really aren't
drinkable.
super dry beers, right?
Yeah, it's really surprisingly sweet.
Yeah, they definitely lean a little bit on the sweeter side, but
I think they find that balance
Yeah,
really well.
totally.
I feel like beers go all the way in on one or the other so much, you know?
True.
In our world where you're either an IPA or a pastry stout, like
Yeah, for real.
it feels like beers are either like bitterness or sweetness to the extreme.
Well, and also being from Southern California, like especially with IPA, it's always aired on the drier the better, you know.
I mean, for good reason, because it's delicious.
True.
But these beers do a really good job of having like a good malt backbone, a good hop presence. Even though they're lighter styles, they aren't neglecting having a hoppiness there.
Yeah.
And I can see why this would be like a brewer's beer. You know,
Yeah,
like for
totally.
someone who appreciates beer, they're super drinkable.
There's
They're
a lot of
super-
subtlety. There's a lot of
yeah.
subtlety here. Yeah.
What I really like about it too is the carbonation levels of these beers. They're not prickly at all. It's not. They're kind of just crushable.
Yeah, I could use more.
Yeah.
I could use a little
Yeah,
more.
I agree. I think they could be a little more carbed.
But
And
that's my only
I
complaint.
kind of want them to be clear too.
I wonder if they're bottle
Yeah.
conditioned or what's the
it
story?
doesn't affect
No,
the
I
taste.
would seriously doubt they were bottle conditioned.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean we're not getting any sediment, so I would expect at least a little bit.
But don't
Actually,
it doesn't-
there's a term on the side now that I mentioned it. Ungespundet. Ungespundet,
Biggest dickus?
which means unfiltered. Here, what does that say? How do you
I don't know.
pronounce it, German guy?
Don't you think it'd
Where
be
is it?
clearer just because of the
Ungespundet?
lagering process?
You have
Ungespundet.
to lager for a really long time for certain yeasts to completely fall out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Colorish.
Ungespundet.
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 Do you think it's funny the name of my friend Ungespundet?
Why? Why is that funny?
Let's do the last one. Come on, let's do the last one.
We
Here.
got Heater Allen.
Oh, man, I still have beer.
So Jason,
I don't know
this one.
I wonder if filtration is like a regional thing or
Honestly, I don't
maybe
mind. I don't
it's
mind
just-
an unfiltered lager.
I mean,
It's-
maybe they just don't want to
Maybe
deal
the
with
brewer
it.
likes the yeast character, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a
malt character.
I'm sure it's an intentional
mean-
thing if they're going to put it on the label.
to be honest with you, unfiltered lager is pretty uncommon, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
And so to the point where I don't know if I have a frame of reference for how it affects the flavor in such a light touch beer.
Yeah.
But one could it stands to reason that it would be a bigger effect being unfiltered than having like an unfiltered IPA.
You saying
Yeah.
light touch remind me of a Jit Pie. A light touch approach to the internet.
God damn
Fucking
it.
hate that guy.
You hear about the ethics investigation?
Yeah, I hope he is guilty as hell.
Yeah.
Fuck him. I hated Jit.
Chekhov racist accent on the bingo.
What's the ABV on this Rauchbach?
Who did the racist accent?
The German one?
That was racist?
Is that it's
Against Germans, I
It was an
guess.
impersonation, right?
I'm pretty German. I'm good with it.
There you go. We got a German in the house.
You're like, I'm good with it, you guys.
We can make fun of Germans.
After Hitler, you can do anything you want to Germans. they deserve it.
Oh.
Hits
What is
me
this?
how I like it. I've been bad historically.
Oh,
Scheiße
yes. Yes.
I've been historically bad.
Oh my god. Okay, before you smell this beer,
Yeah, I mean, I know what we're in for. It's a Rauschbach.
Matt
This
and
is
I will have a
also-
moment.
Yeah, right here.
Cheers.
Right here.
I get Band-Aids,
Iodine.
like iodine,
Yeah.
1970s Band-Aids.
Also not on their website. This
Barbecue.
is,
Barbecue,
Fucking
yes.
Bacon. Yeah.
Pork
Yes.
So, like,
but
barbecue
this is
chips.
not nearly as smoky as that kind of shit. The
It's
Sherlinka-
close.
It's pretty close.
No,
It's pretty close. This is like a lot
No.
smokier than I expected.
I don't think so.
That may just be bad memories, John. Like that.
that beer is smoky. This is not. This actually smells good to me. It's like barbecue.
It is. It's very barbecue-y.
Mm-hmm.
So Rauchbach.
I haven't tried it yet. I'm kind of avoiding it.
No, it's
Hey,
pretty
I've had
damn
this beer
good.
before. Or, I'm sorry, I've had their pills before.
I'm talking about the whole sweetness thing with their beers being not quite as dry as you would expect. It works very well with this. It's
Oh,
like a
for sure.
sweet, smoky
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of
this
kind
is
of like
like a-
barbecue, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a best beer of 2018.
This
It doesn't
is good.
smell as smoky.
Right.
as-
Good.
as
This
I-
is so fucking good. Oh my
It doesn't
god.
smell as smoky as I feared.
That's what. Yeah,
I'm gonna taste it now.
So just
it's good.
I just tasted it.
Yeah, that finish. It tastes like my mixtape.
Just like liquid barbecue, man.
Fire.
Yeah, like fire.
Especially after your 3-week beer.
Yeah, dude, you guys,
sabbatical.
have you heard the Hamburger Helper mixtape?
No.
No,
The Hamburger Helper people put out like a 5-song mixtape all about Hamburger Helper, and it's kind of awesome.
Rad.
We got to put on the break the Hamburger Helper mixtape.
Kyle says 1970s Band-Aids was a great benefit concert.
Band-Aid.
Oh, Kyle's on fire tonight.
It was right after the California Jam.
Right after Cal Jam, yeah.
Band-Aid.
That was I think that was here.
Yeah, that was.
Cal
Yeah, that
Jam?
was the American. Cal Jam
Because
was
it was
at
at the Riverside International Raceway, which is
No,
in-
was it San? I thought it was at San Bernardino. I thought it was at Glen Helen.
I could have sworn it was at
DeVore.
the Riverside
That was
Speedway.
the US Festival.
Yeah, no, it wasn't there yet.
Really?
Yeah.
There was a big concert at the Riverside Speedway, which was here, like it was here in Moreno Valley.
Yeah, the US Festival was like Wozniak's like brainchild. That was in DeVore in like 81, 82.
Like from Apple?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, he had a music festival.
Yeah.
Back then.
I remember hearing about that.
I was trying to make a
we're
joke.
talking about Cal Jam that happened last year.
Oh,
Oh no, I was talking about the one from the 70s that the one last year was like the remake of.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That was at the Ontario Motor Speedway though. Sorry.
Wow.
It was at one of the old racetracks. There used to be racetracks out here.
By the
Yeah,
way,
there was a bunch, right?
with my new job, same company, new department, I have Fontana Speedway, which is
Oh.
pretty sweet.
hook us up
Cool.
with tickets, man.
I go there to race my car.
We get like they want standby whenever there's races. So I'm not going to do standby because I couldn't care less about NASCAR and all that. But whoever does standby just gets to go for free, and you
Yeah.
get like an all access pass for everything.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's like non-NASCAR stuff there. It's probably pretty fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Motorsports in general, I'm just not a fan of.
is it a circular track or?
Yeah.
The Cal Speedway, yeah, it's an oval, but they have a infield too. So there's full infield track configuration they can do, and then they do like a partial oval. They call the roval. So there's like basically you do the infield, and then you do like a third of the oval. You pretty much go in curvy track, go down the back straight, and then over one of the big curves.
Got it.
I saw during a track day a Corvette put his fucking car in the wall. There.
Oh,
shit.
Nice job.
The guy spun out. Like I saw him spin out in a corner, and then like 5 minutes later we hear wah, boom, and we're like, "Fuck!" The same guy is like, "You're driving too hard, man.
Yeah.
Too hard."
Corvette.
Yikes.
Rip.
Yeah, Corvette.
Last time I was there was for a car show. So there's a fun fact.
All right.
I gotta say, I think this fucking Schwarzbier is the
Buy these beers, people. If you
Yeah,
can find them.
this is the best of the bunch for me.
Make-
Or not Schwarzbier, excuse me.
Make
the,
beer German again.
This smoked lager here.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
It's all right, man.
I haven't seen these guys out here. So you said you got these at Windsor?
Yeah, Windsor Homebrew Supply in Costa Mesa.
I saw them. I think there's like one or two of their beers at the Labo.
Really?
Yeah. They're in like the back wall that used to be all imports, and now it's like half imports and half like other stuff. Yeah.
I feel like imports in general have got to be like, fuck.
Almanac is on that wall.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't know why.
And also
bottles.
mead. I don't know why. Well, I mean, you take up the space that you got.
Yeah.
But
Sweet.
All around, really, really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on.
Good
Thanks for
showing.
picking these up, Greg.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to find Four Brewers online, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. Snapchat.
By the way, Matt, how you liking that Snapchat update?
Whatevs. It doesn't really affect me none. I'm like, I use it I mostly just use it to communicate with my girlfriend.
Okay.
So like, I'm kind of whatever.
A lot of people are saying with the update, it's like, yeah, if you just use Snapchat for how you used it before, it's fine. But if you use the stories feature, it's a mess.
Yeah, it's weird.
I haven't launched the app.
It's weird. It's funny. I was listening to the Relay FM podcast, and
Which one?
I forget which one it's called, but they were essentially like, it's like older dudes, like literally like late 30s guys, and they're like, yeah, all you youngsters, this is what happens to your favorite apps all the time. And they were doing the whole like, yeah, you remember the Facebook update in 07 or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, we're old. The download.
Facebook's just clever now. They just do like very, very subtle gradual updates instead of being like, oh, we totally changed how our sidebar works. They change it a little bit, and they change it a little bit more, so now nobody notices.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at Facebook now, it looks different than it looked 2 years ago, but nobody's been outraged because they just, like, slowly, gradually change it.
Yeah.
Because if they change something suddenly, people are like, I hate it, I love the old one.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, they change it again, and they're like, I hate this, and I love the one that I hated before.
Yeah. Hot take. This is what brewers do to their beers. This is why fucking Sculpin is not nearly as good as it used to, because they just change it a little bit over time, a little bit.
That's pretty good still.
It's okay.
It's just not worth $14 a six pack in a market full of better IPA.
Also true.
Untapped released some stats on, I guess they're monitoring comments now, and Ballast Point, the High West whiskey Victory at Sea, had the most positive comments. And I thought that was weird.
People like it.
You're monitoring comments now, but
I mean, whatever.
I haven't had it.
However, you can mine data.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yep. So you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. Go to fourbrewers.com to find that info. Go to patreon.com/fourbrewers if you want to donate to the show. It helps us do fun stuff. Go to your favorite podcast client or to Apple Podcasts or iTunes and give us a 5-star rating, because it helps other people discover the show. If you want to get in touch with us directly, hit us up at feedback@fourbrewers.com and brew the shit out of it.
I finished all my beers, by the way. I never do that.
I wanted to, but I gotta keep the consumption to a minimum.
Matt, is your sound on?
That the bit? That's me. Yes, I will turn that off right now.
Hey!
All right, here we go.
How are you?
Hi.
Did you just go running?
What did it do, nephew?
Right on. Fontana Speedway style.
The lobster run.
Or blip, 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 blip.
IPA next.
Down for whatever.
IPA.
I'm just glad to be hanging out with beer again.
Yeah. Check it out.
That's Johnny, and you know it.
Tattoo artist is like, Matt, what would you like? And he's like, honeycomb, me like honeycomb.
Exactly. So yeah, this is relatively new, and then this is like a month or so. 2 months. And it came from a painting that I've had for years.
It does look pretty dope.
Thanks. And then in like 2 weeks, I'm getting this done with a pattern, and then I'll be all done. Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, this right here did not feel good at all. This is going to feel even worse. But honestly, that was just like torture. So after that, everything else is just kind of like whatevs.
And the one on your balls.
We don't speak of that one.
that one's private. They're just talking about how it hurt.
Okay, so are we gonna take a break? Pizza's here.
On that hamburger.
Is it on Spotify?
I
in the chat. Okay, enjoy the hamburger helper mix.